The purpose of today's press meet was to really highlight a very historical success, that has been achieved by the tribals who are living near Bannerghatta National Park, which is the nomadic Hakki Pikkis and the forest-dwelling Iruligas. They had been granted land in 1962 by the then government. This was land that was denotified from the Ragihalli State Forest, and it was denotified for the specific purpose of rehabilitating and settling these two communities, saying that they should come out from the forest. They should come out from the forest, and we will give you alternative occupation, and the alternative occupation and source of livelihood will be the land on which you will cultivate. So this was given in 1962. But for various reasons, the forest department never handed over the land properly to the revenue department so that they can issue the title deeds. So the tribals were caught between the forest department on the one hand and the revenue department on the other hand, and they have been battling this out for the past 60 years. Now, we as an organization, we are an NGO. We had been working with the tribals on their land and livelihood issues, and we realized this was an issue that we had to focus on if they that their life there has to be sustainable livelihood for them. So we formed Hakki Pikki and Iruliga Tribal Society with the community, and of which Krishnappa is the president. He is the president. So Altaf is part of CEDS, the organization that both of us belong to. So they formed, and through the society, we have launched this. Really, it's a historic struggle. So this involved whether it was protests or whether it was negotiations with the revenue department, with the forest department, with the forest minister, revenue ministers. We have met any number of successive governments. We have met the representatives, and each time you moved one step forward, we would go two steps backward. So this was the kind of struggle that we have gone through. But post 2012, actually, I would say post 2012, step by step, we've been able to unknot, because this has been like a huge knot, that nobody could understand what this problem was about. But since 2012, with the support of some very good bureaucrats, we've met, both good bureaucrats, and we've met very prejudiced, bureaucrats who were against giving land to the poor tribals, forest-dwelling tribals. The forest, didn't want to give, saying that they will poach on the forest, and the revenue didn't want to give, saying that this is expensive land. So why should we give it to poor? So that was the reason. But from 2012 onwards, thanks to some good officials, including the chief secretary at that time, and thanks to some other forest and revenue officials, we were able to resolve the problem one after the other. And then in 2015, with the entry of the MP of the constituency, DK Suresh, he was also able to understand the complexity of the problem, and the kind of what had to be done vis-a-vis the forest and revenue department. So he has also been able to help us to resolve this problem, to a point where on August 12th, on the occasion of Indigenous Peoples Day, he came and he distributed the title deeds to 114 families, and he distributed title deeds which are absolutely clean and clear, because he gave not only the Hakupatra, which is the title deeds, but he's given all the other kind of documentation that is required to establish their rights over the land. And this has been handed over to the tribals, and we felt this was really, it's a struggle that has implications for the struggles of all Adivasis, across the state and across the country. And we believe that the government today has really set a good example of how to balance out the needs of the forests, of protecting forests, with the rights of forest dwelling communities, and the constitutional obligations of those who are in power. And we believe that this has established a good precedent for struggles across the state and across the country.
So no more any complications to the tribals living there.
Hopefully,
All have got the Hakupatra.
not all. There are a few families who are still. There are a few families who still need to get, but that the government has assured that they will give it to them in the subsequent. But a major block which was there has been removed. The major, so which means the land now can be given to the tribals. So that has been done. That deed has been accomplished. So it's just a question of a few more tribals.
Your full name, ma'am?
My name is Madhu Bhushan.
ಸಂಪ್ರದಾಯ ಇದೆ ಹಕ್ಕಿ ಪಿಕ್ಕಿ ಜನಾಂಗ ಮತ್ತು ಇರುಳಿಗ ಜನಾಂಗ ಅಂತ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆದಿವಾಸಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಬುಡಕಟ್ಟ ಒಂದು ಆದಿವಾಸಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳನ್ನ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಒಂದು ಆಫೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಆ ಆಫೀಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಸುಮಾರು ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ನಾವು ಕೆಲವಾರು ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಧು ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅಂತ ಮಧುಭೂಷಣ್ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಾವು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ತುಂಬ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ. ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿ ನಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ನವರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಈ ಭೂಮಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ ಆ ಭೂಮಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ತೊಂದರೆಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಏನೇನೋ ಕಥೆಗಳು ತಗೊಬಂದರು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೋರಾಡಿದ್ರೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಗೆ ಅಂತ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ MP ಸರ್ಗಳು ಬಂದರು. ಇದೇ ಕಲ್ಕೆರೆ ಜಾಲ ಹತ್ರ ಅದು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆವಾಗ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ನವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಆವಾಗ ರೇವಣಿಗೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಓವರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರು ಸುಮಾರು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟರು. ಇವರು ನಮ್ಮ MP ಸರ್ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಇವತ್ತೇನು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು 114 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರ ಕೈನಿಂದ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೇಪರ್ನ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಇವತ್ತು ತುಂಬ ನಮ್ಮೂರಿನ ಜನ ಮತ್ತು ನಾವು ಇರಳಿಗ ಜನ ಇವತ್ತು ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು?
ಕೃಷ್ಣಪ್ಪ.
ಏನು
ನಮ್ಮದು ಆವಾಗ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆವಾಗ ಅವರು ತುಂಬ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಡಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದವರು, ನಾವು ಕಾಡಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆವು. ಮತ್ತು ನಾವು ಬುಟ್ಟಿಗಳು, ಮಂಕ್ರಿಗಳು ಈ ಥರ ನಾವು ಎಣಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೋ. ಅವರು ತುಂಬ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳು, ಗೌಜಕ್ಕಿ ನೋಡಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು ಅವರು. ಅದೇನಾಯಿತು, ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟು ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಬಂತು ಅವರು ಆ ಬೇಟೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡೋದು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರು. ಇವಾಗ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್. ಇವಾಗ ಕಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಒಂದು ಮರ ಹೊಡೆಯೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಗಿಡ ಕಡಿಯೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಭೂಮಿ ಏನೈತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅರಣ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವ್ಯಾಕೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಕೊಡೋಣ, ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರು ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ನವ್ರು ಅದುವರೆಗೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಏನೋ ಇವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ MP ಸರ್ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದನ್ನೇನೋ ಕೊಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಭಾರಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಪಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಭಾರಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಭಾರಿ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರು 60 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಅವರೇನು ಕಂಡಿದ್ದೀರೋ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ MP ಸರ್ ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಂತೋಷ.